Previously on The Real Forex Trader.
I made the mistake again, just go.
You know you've done, yeah?
Yeah.
It's close trade, man.
Hasn't crossed yet. So.
The thing is, you're the only one that's broken the rules, so it's just one more and then that's it.
I don't think it'll happen again. I'm fairly confident I'm really going to nail it in my head that I need to wait for these trades the way the guys want me to take them.
Yourself and Travis, you both broke the rules from when I've said you have to talk to me if you want to close a trade below a 1-to-1.
It wasn't breaking, it was protecting.
When did we teach to move to break even?
Even I was protecting the capital. I just put it in break even just to be on zero, because I was looking to the chart and it wasn't going so in my direction.
By the rule, I was supposed to ask for permission before it hit the 1-to-1.
Up 750 on the week.
They're the two that are just walking around, talking to each other, walking around. So yeah.
We've made our decision now on who's going to be leaving today. First one going home is yourself, unfortunately, Alex. And the second person is Nifty, unfortunately, just not doing enough. Where you're at now, you're doing really good.
Thank you.
And so we just want to now, all we want to do is maintain exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
We're going to move your capital up now, so we're going to increase you. We're going to move from 25,000 all the way up to 100,000.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to risk 1% of 100,000. It's a lot more responsibility for you.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to do anything different than what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
You're doing well. Also, those two rule break trades. The first one, we obviously, sort of let you off. The second one, I was furious, but then I could see as soon as I came over, it was a genuine mistake, and that's fine. That's obviously going into next week. We don't want to see any mistakes. We're going to increase your capital up to 75,000. So you're currently sitting in the top 4. Okay, so you're doing well. Try not to preempt news.
Okay.
If you're not in a trade just before the news, it's better to wait, let the reaction happen. Wait 15, half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour, and then wait for it to settle down, and then you often see the true move after that.
Yeah, sure.
Try not to preempt trade moves.
Perfect. Have you got any questions you want to ask us?
I'm quite happy with the top 4. I'm surprised actually, because I realise that's quite a big deal, that rule breaks and what have you. Yeah. So I'm happy where I am. I think I can do a lot better, and I hope I can.
Just don't break the rules next week.
I'm the oldest boy, I need a little bit of time.
We think you're doing well. We think we've got what it takes to be a profitable trader. So we're going to move you from 25,000. We're going to move you up to 75,000. Okay. Don't let the money bother you.
No, it's not going to be percentage.
Yeah. So you're going to just carry on risking 1%, but of 75,000.
Okay. Amazing.
I think you had quite a good start, and then obviously today you lost down. Well, you lost all 4% basically today. You had the dollar Swiss trade, which again we spoke about wasn't a real pullback. It was sort of just sideways movement. Right. Quite a few of you entered that short, obviously stopped out, and then you entered gold twice. You got stopped out twice. So in terms of where you are compared to everyone else, you're like bottom 2. So with regards to your capital, we're going to keep it the same. So we're not going to reduce it, we're going to keep it the same. What we want to see from you is more concentration on you. I feel like you're moving around talking to a lot of people, people coming over to you, talking to you, and you seem to be moving around and talking quite a lot. I feel like you just need to focus on trading and the charts. Obviously I'm not saying you can't talk to anyone, you can't go in the kitchen area and have chats and have breaks and stuff like that. And obviously if you need to take a minute away from charts, that's absolutely fine. But I feel like you're talking to other people and people coming up to you talking about your trades and charts, and it's all getting a bit mixed messages and stuff. And that's why I think a lot of you are taking the same trades. Like that dollar Swiss trade wasn't a setup. You had 4 or 5 of you in the same trade. So for us, we just need you to concentrate on you. Obviously have chats, talk to people, take breaks, go into the kitchen area, relax. If you need to take a step away from your charts, that's absolutely fine. But keep those conversations not about your trades and what you're doing.
I think try not to go to other people's desks. Basically, if you want to have a chat with people, just go to the kitchen area, sit down on the table, have a break, sit there. If they also want a break, they'll be over there too, sitting there. And in that way, it allows people when they're at their desk just to focus on what they're trading rather than having someone come over, talk to them, and vice versa. They won't come over to you. And at least if you're in the kitchen area, you both sit down, you can have a chat and do what you want to do. But I think the main fault for you probably is adding to going into the same direction of trade that you've just lost on. That's probably one of the biggest ones. So that would have saved you 1% at least.
And you wanted to go in the
If you've lost on it and you've got good stop placement, you haven't made any mistakes, you just wait that till the next day. You let it breathe for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Got the call wrong, this stop loss was wrong, so you don't want to get caught up in that again.
Right.
What can happen is you go in again, you just keep losing. So if you leave it till the next day, it's kind of settled down and you can reevaluate where you're at. But yeah, from here we just really want to see you try to get that capital back above where it started, and then we can look to review and hopefully move you to larger capital. Yeah? Alright, awesome, that's it, man.
Obviously you sent 2 people home today. You are like one of the bottom 2 above that, so it's very close between you and someone else going home. So in terms of capital, we're putting some people up. You're going to stay on the same 25k, so we're not reducing capital, so we're going to keep them the same. What we want to see from you, more stricter entries, so refining the trades. Obviously this week was, it's not easy, no one's saying it's easy. We wanted to see you guys trading, but however I feel like you just went in too soon on some trades.
I feel the same.
And then not waiting for proper entries, not waiting for like proper pullbacks and consolidation, not waiting for proper setups before entering the trades. And then I think a bit of over trading followed on from that, because I think you realised that, and then you sort of tried to like correct it and win it back, and then over traded. I think from the day we learned the strategy for the course, a lot of time those entries were off of just rejections, like pin bars, and even if they're bearish, I've been taking a lot of entries off that, and I feel like that might be the issue. Yeah, and you told me the trick about measuring the last retracement to give you an idea of what a possible range might be. I do find the entries the most difficult thing, guys. I feel like I'm putting confluences together with trend lines and pivot points and the confirmation candles, but it seems to never go exactly the way I want it to, of course. But try not to spend too much time at other people's desks as well. I noticed you and someone else as well are the bottom 2 people are the 2 that are moving around the most in the office, and there's no coincidence there. The people that have barely left their desk today are doing the best.
I find that as you and I spoke, I find that kind of difficult because we're here 7:30 in the morning for 10 hours, which is a problem.
You can get up and I'm just saying a lot of your time I feel is not spent at your desk. Obviously I haven't tracked it like that, but I feel like every time I'm getting up to speed sat or leaving my desk, and I can see you and someone else are not at their desk, which is worrying for me to see. But just because you're at your desk doesn't mean you don't have to be staring at a chart. But you can be like going back, seeing what's happened, like, do you know what I mean? Or looking at news, understanding what news is coming out, understand what that means, and looking at other pairs, not necessarily you may be in a trade at that time. If you don't want to look at that trade, that's fine, but you can have a look at other pairs and see what's coming up, what's setting up next. And
even take soft positions, like a demo kind of thing, just place them and just see what would happen, kind of analyze it, watch other pairs without actually taking them, just kind of study the market. Is that?
I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't do that.
If you're going to take a trade you should take the trade on live account.
Because if you take a trade on a demo and it wins, then you're going to be pissed off you didn't take that, and then you're going to start chasing trades. Just stick, because I think that's what the other person's doing. He's got a demo, but it's focused on you. So just stick to the live trading, the live account, and manage that, and try and when we do the next review, try and prove to us that we should put your capital up.
We don't mind you getting up. Like if you want to go kitchen, you want to go take a seat down there and sit in the kitchen area, and someone else comes over to that kitchen area and have a chat to you, that's cool. But you've got to imagine that, say, if I'm trading and someone comes over to me and they start talking to me whilst I'm trading, I'm probably going to say, well, I won't because I'm the boss, but if there's someone else, they might just be like, I'll entertain this and I'll chat to him, but they're sitting there thinking, I need to focus on my screen. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but if you're in that space, in the kitchen space, and you're sat down, then they know that you're there to chat, and they might come over and chat to you, and then at least that way it's a mutual thing rather than standing over someone having a chat, or them coming to you, and then the person sat next to you trading's kind of focusing but getting distracted by what's going on.
Yeah, that's fair.
It just, it's in one space, it's job done, or going outside getting fresh air. You can go in the meditation room, go lay down. I couldn't care less if you want to go and have a chill in there, put on some fucking whale music or whatever if you're having a stressful day or whatever, and you want to monitor your trades. But as long as you're not doing it where you're affecting someone else that's sat down, basically.
Yeah, I'll definitely try my best. And as I told you earlier, Elliot, I set the trades and I set alerts for like a 1-to-1 if it's possible 1.5, and I'm just letting it run.
Yeah.
So I'm not managing those trades on the time frame I'm taking them for right now, especially until you're more comfortable with me making those decisions. But for now, I'm just placing a trade, setting alerts, and I'm just sitting there at that point.
Yeah.
Like so I definitely will.
If you want and you don't want to look at that, then maybe go into the meditation room, go lay down. Go get a notepad and pen, go boots or whatever tonight, get a notepad and pen, sit down and be like, right, am I happy, where am I psychologically with trading, how am I doing with, mentally review stuff, go through it. If you don't want to do that, maybe take some pictures of your trades or whatever, put them on your firing, and then go again, lay down and go through, would I do anything differently, where do I feel I went wrong, analyse that. That's probably what I would be doing this weekend.
Okay, no, that's good suggestions.
Cool.
Thanks, Sam.
No worries.
We'll get the info in a minute, here they come. Bit sunny today. I'm looking good, smelling good. Yeah, well, never slow in the market. Lucky system, and yeah, chill for us. Anything going on about it, but yeah, it's alright, we're gonna go.
So good morning, it's 7:30 and we've got an absolute shit start to the day. One of the contestants has been assaulted and got beaten up by one of the other contestants and his mate. Just absolutely crazy. You just cannot make this shit up. These two guys are probably in their 20s and they've gone and assaulted a 50-year-old man, Richard. Absolutely nuts. So Travis, one of the contestants, the Canadian guy and his mate, they both were in this house share with Callum, Cayman and Richard, and turns out that the two Canadians, Travis and his mate Bob, had a bit too much to drink and decided to assault Richard. So it's been a pretty crazy weekend. I've heard some of the stories that Travis has been arrested, sent to jail, and now deported back to Canada after he assaulted Richard on the weekend. So I'm going to call the guys in now and find out exactly what's been going on. We've got $600,000 in the room being traded, and this is the shit that we've got to deal with on a Monday morning at 7:30. So I need to get to the bottom of this quickly so we can hit the markets and get on with our trading day. Do you want to give me your take on it? Because I'm trying to pick up the pieces. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
So this weekend we went out to a pub, just a few drinks, wasn't really any excessive drinking up to that point. But what initially triggered everything was there's an older gentleman who wanted to join in on a game of pool. So Richie had been playing with some of us and some other people, and Richie, obviously being really good at pool, kept winning. So it's winner stays on was the general consensus, what everybody had accepted. Travis, for whatever reason, took it, I guess, badly, or it's like an insult, and got upset with Richie and started cussing at him and insulting him. And
so then he called him a dick. Travis called him a dick. I was like, why is it always about you or whatever? And then we did say, no, that's just winner stays on. It's just the rules in the UK. It might be different where you live, but winner stays on. So they were just arguing over that for a bit.
They were still going at it, and they sort of came over. I was like, look, guys, someone's got to give in it a little bit, otherwise there's just going to be tension. And both sides were like, no, I'm not backing.
And all I said was, you're in the UK, mate. Winner stays on. Oh, you're just a prick, you want to play the pool. And I had that second where I thought, well, I just let it go. And I thought, whoa, mate. I says, the only prick here is you. You're the prick. Then, of course, the big guy, his friend, straight over to me. That's my best friend. Who do you think you're talking to? And I'm like, ooh.
There's a third person, Bob, who's the other person who was staying inside the Airbnb with us. Bob got in Richie's face, and I don't necessarily know why he'd do that, because he really shouldn't be involved in the situation at all. Yeah. But I'm guessing he's just Travis's, I guess they're close friends.
It was his mate was a big part of that. I mean, his mate is clearly with it. Without his mate, you know what I mean, he's a different guy. And I actually think we would have sorted out, but that guy was with him, you obviously never met him, but I mean, he was still laying off, he'd been in jail and all the rest. And he's quite a big guy, he's a good 6'3", he's a big guy, ex-bodybuilder, steroid, whatever. And I just wasn't going to be intimidated by him. The way he came over, it was really weird in the bar. He basically just turned around Travis from nowhere. Oh, you're just a prick, Richie. You know what I mean? You're just like, and I was trying to explain to him that.
What, Travis or Bob?
Travis did it first.
I was arguing for a while, and I decided like just best. I said to the two Canadians, "Well, we just go into town." It was like an old pub anyway. I said we'll go into town and just like with younger people, speak to some birds and whatever, as lads do. And then they were like, yeah. So we went back to the house, got changed, and went out. And then it was sort of sweet. They were sort of looking for trouble out in town anyway, so we left town.
What, they were?
Yeah.
So it split off, didn't it? It was you,
me
Bob,
and the two Canadian lads, so we weren't into away from the situation. Because it was getting more heated, so I was like, I'll just take these two lads away from it. Yeah. Go into town, have a bit of fun. You know what I mean?
They went into St Albans. We went back to the house a bit later on, and then it was just sort of keeping an eye on Richie, because he was a little bit upset, he was a little bit annoyed, and I didn't know till the next day, but I think I was just keeping an eye on him, thinking if the lads come back, I didn't want it to kick off and that, to the neighbours, so I just thought I was trying to be a peacemaker, I'll just
refereeing.
Yeah, just stay in between, in case it kicked off. Yeah. Because the other two are big lumps, and there has been a lot of sort of talk about fighting talk and all this. I was just trying to think just stay and
what, against each other?
Just in general, lads talk, I've knocked so and so out, and all that sort of stuff.
My phone's vibrating, and so there are some messages. There's a WhatsApp group between all the guys of us in the Airbnb. Yeah. And so it's Travis and Richie just kind of going back and forth, continuing on with the insults and all that.
I was in the room, I was sleeping, I was in my bed when they came back. And I did do message, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect in this, but me and Travis could have sorted it out.
Richie came in and Bob get back to the house, and I hear Cayman saying, guys, just leave it for tomorrow morning, at least when you're not, where there's no alcohol involved, in your right mind, let things blow over.
I was like, whatever happens now, just leave it till the morning, don't go back kicking off, because when it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, there's neighbours there, so you just need to be respectful, it's not, you know what I mean?
And it seems like Travis is listening to this up to that point, but then Bob, for whatever reason, runs right to Richie's door, starts pounding on it, banging on it.
Runs through the door.
So he starts pounding on Richie's door, insulting him, telling him to come out here, and that kind of switches Travis on as well, and Travis joins in. And so they're both banging on Richie's door, making tons of noise. 3 kicks, the third kick, the door, you just hear it pop, because he broke the lock off the door and just damaged the frame. So you hear the door busts open. When I hear that, I just run downstairs, because I'm sure Richie's gonna get hurt at that point.
Yeah. I think Richie was behind it, and I think it must have instantly knocked him out. I ran in, and Travis was just like punching him, but Richie was just out cold.
Oh fuck, man.
So I was like shitting myself, thinking, I thought it's horrible, mate. And I was just like, he probably looked at his eyes, mate. His eyes were flipping. They just weren't there. So yeah, then the police came, the ambulance came, and
over a game of pool.
Right.
Oh, it all started because you didn't put his capital up. He was fucking, I don't know, he was fuming. He came out here and he was like, fuck, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I was like, whatever. And he said, have yours gone up? I said, yeah, mine went up. And then he was like, oh, see, he doesn't know what he's doing. You've been trading 2 weeks, you're a shit trader. And then he was like, I've been trading, I got 6 years experience. And I was like, you're clearly not doing that well, and you know what I mean? And then,
Well, yeah, he wouldn't be here if he was profitable.
yeah, and then
And
it was just going on.
he lost $1,000 on his 25k account, so, and he was positive.
He was just so fucking arrogant about being the best trader in that. And
He
I
was the
like,
worst one here.
do you know what I
So,
mean?
yeah.
So this is what he said to me. He was going to come in here, trade you, even though he wasn't convinced your strategies worked. I'll do that, and I'll prove to him the day I leave. I'll throw it in his desk that I've made profit on this.
Yeah.
And I said, mate, we're, you know what I mean? No one's proved anything here yet. And then when we came back, he said, when we came in, the other guy came and had said, so he tried to wind him up, just to defuse it a little bit, said, oh, have you got your 10k or you got your 25k? And he just blew up. And then the other guy went, he's a fucking lot better trader than all you lot. He's fucking far better than all you guys.
He said that?
He's his friend.
Oh, well, Bob.
Yeah, Bob. And Travis
Good old
was
Bob.
like, he believed it. Travis thinks he was going to walk this. It wasn't an issue at all. And he couldn't deal with it. And that was the biggest thing, definitely. Couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, well, he was, like I said, one of the worst performers, so.
Yeah, we'll just get us out. We'll let you have a see the keek. It's a decent one, I guess. Yeah, there's nothing broken as such, so I got lucky. You want to see that again? I can't open the eye, and yeah, it's pretty swelling, but I prefer to keep this one if that's okay.
So guys, you've been involved with the Real Forex Trader series now for a fair few episodes. If you think you have what it takes to be one of these candidates in our next series, click the link in the description below and apply. I wish you the best of luck, and let's see if you can make it to the end.
So, some of you guys know what's happened over the weekend. Obviously, we had the altercation between Travis and Richard. Travis has been sent back to Canada, probably to avoid criminal charges of, not that Rich has been pressing charges on him, but for criminal damage of the property. I'm quite happy to get rid of someone with that sort of mindset and capability, really, and hopefully put a better environment into this. The maddest part about this is I actually have to address this because people on YouTube probably think I've bloody scripted it, as in it looks worse than a Big Brother house right now. So I'd rather us just focus on actual trading. And a lot of his aggression seems to have stemmed from the fact that he didn't get his account moved up.
In terms of capital, we're putting some people up.
Okay.
You're going to stay on the same 25k, so we're not reducing capital. So we're going to keep them the same.
And there's a reason why I give people the set amounts of capital that they were given. And I don't mind saying it, it doesn't matter how long he's been sat behind a chart, he was the worst performer that was here. He lost pretty much the most money out of every single person. So that is why his account wasn't moved up. We're not going to move people's accounts up that aren't making money. It's as simple as that. Whether you've got 1 week experience or whether you've got 6 years, at the end of the day, when everybody came here, everyone was unprofitable. That's the whole point, which means it doesn't matter if you had 6 years of being unprofitable or 1 week of being unprofitable. Everyone's in the same position. So I really wanted to start this week off with actually getting into a good mindset and a good groove, and it looks like we've been knocked back a little bit by that. But there's now 9 of us going into this. We're halfway through the challenge. All I want you to do is just remember that you're here for yourself. Yeah, that is the bottom line. We're here to grow as individuals and become better traders. Yeah. From our point of view, all we want to do is make sure we're not losing money over the whole course of this period, and we're making money. So try to kind of rough up what's been happened on the weekend and focus on the game plan of sticking out and trading. Do we have any questions? No? So we're down to 9. Let's try to keep the numbers as much as we can. Let's all try to make some profits. Let's have a good week trading. Let's get stuck in, all right? All right, good stuff.
what's happening in the cable rate. You may have rates flying higher over in the UK, but you do not have that within sterling. The cable market, for example, not showing that, down 0.1%. We'll discuss what that means. Policy mistake? How do we interpret something like that?
I'm in pound USD at the minute. I'm in drawdown, but all my technicals are in play, all my EMAs opened above the UK pivot. I think this is just a bit of manipulation, just to wipe people out. I still believe in the position. Had all these bullish pin bars, all this momentum, so I got in a bit late up here. And then it dropped quite a bit, but the trade's still valid. I just got to wait out. I've seen some nice divergence. Had a bit of a blooper this morning when I was calculating my risk. So I got in a position, I dragged it. I was like, £1,000. What? But then obviously that's my risk, £1,000. I'm still used to the 250 account last week. So that was a little blooper this morning. But now I'm feeling comfortable, and I'm glad I've got the biggest account. It shows I'm doing well. And yeah, just got to stay calm and just calm and composed. But hopefully I won't want to lose your first trades, but my risk is about 1 to 1 to 1.5. Once the trade starts running, I'll see where I want it to go. But I'm targeting the recent highs at S1. I just got to hope it gets there.
One trade, I'm in profit. Euro yen, Euro Japanese yen, so long. Going buying this pair. It was moving sideways for a little bit, but now we're starting to slowly creep out of the box. Let's hope we can keep her in the blue for today and the rest of the week. Blue all week.
Move that we've seen just over the last few days. I feel like it's really all about the UK and pricing in more rate hikes after Andrew Bailey spoke over the weekend, but it's felt everywhere. I'm calling it the hike heard around the world. I have hike in quotes because it hasn't actually happened yet. The knock-on effect to the equity market, though, still relatively muted. The S&P only down 0.1%. Oil still higher. That really helping to propel that part of the index higher.
I am in a cable trade long. The moving averages are all going in the right direction, so it follows the plan. There was a nice pullback on it overnight, over the weekend, as well as this morning. So went ahead and measured the pullbacks, and everything looked in line. Got in on the first bullish candle of the day, and away it goes. And then the other trade was 0 JPY. Pretty much the same rationale and thinking on it. But on this one, there's a lot of support underneath, so pretty confident that this one will go up and hit my take profit eventually. Markets seem to be moving sideways a little bit this morning, but trying to grind their way up there. The other thing that I'm looking at is Euro USD on a short. I didn't take it earlier because it would have been going against the correlations of the pairs. I'm already in a cable trade and a Euro Yen trade, so I didn't want to jump into a Euro USD trade and be trading against kind of the other pairs that I'm already in. It looks good short at the moment, but we'll see what it does. Just kind of watching it to see if I can get entries later.
I'm on one trade, USD CAD, in profit. Nowhere close to my 1-to-1. I'm really hoping to get a 2-to-1. Also looking at USD CHF. Just waited an hour to see where the candle would close. Hoping it would close bearish, but it's closed bullish. So back to more charts, I think. Look for more entries.
I've got 2 positions open. The prices are moving all over the place. Currently up $378, but it was up $600, but kind of doesn't really matter where it is now, it's just where we close the trades at. So just closely monitoring the prices, and yeah. The Euro Great British Pounds, I'm going to take that probably on a 1-to-1. However, the USD to CAD, I might try and get more of a 1.5 to 2-to-1.
Yeah, it's going okay. Just try to find an opening. A couple of things maybe setting up. Just hoping to see how they set up and take it from there.
Just same as Richie at the minute, mate. Just got the morning sorted out. Now I can just settle down, have a drink, regroup.
I still have a good feeling because it's just come back up to UK pivot. It might just push the people out. I'm hoping I'll come back in trend now. It is coming back down. So it might have just been trying to get the people out with you paper, but it's broken past and now it's shooting down. See what happens.
It was great. My only thing is that do I close it in profit now, or do I wait for at least 1.5 to 1? So as if my other trade doesn't plan out, at least I'll still be up. So I need to make a decision. It was just over a 1-to-1, which is still good. But if my other trade that is on, if that doesn't go into profit, if that goes against me and hits my stop loss, then I'm back to zero. Pre-market buy-in, push the price up a bit. So waiting for the US market to open and then see how it goes from there.
Where was you looking at it? Here, wasn't
Yeah, but this was like that's what I mean. They should have gone in like all year.
You see, it was turned around, didn't it? It's not going any further.
Even there, could have got in.
People thinking it's selling off, and it just blows them out.
Just start below, but if you keep it above, so it's going to finish above it anyway. Should be. So even if you got in, even if it should have gone in there, it might have been 9. What is it?
But it's hard buying at them levels. You just got to bite the bullet.
It's still like 25.
Even to recent highs, yeah.
I am up total 960. I could have come out earlier, which would have an hour ago. I would have been up at least 1,500. 1,500. So I chose to wait. Do I regret it? Yes, but I'm just gonna hold. I'll hold. USD CHF short and USD CAD short.
Feel the course, right? That's him. That's Hezbollah.
Bouncing between 100, 300, 400. Yeah, nothing else looks appealing. GU looks like it's gonna come back up, but 200 and almost 300 up on the account. And 371 in there. It's not mine yet. I haven't clicked the close button. I was on 25,000 last week, and 1% of 25,000 is exactly the same to me as 1% is 75,000. The money's different, but the percentage is still the same. So it's the way I'm going to try and look at it, not to get myself into pickles thinking about the money. Make the account blue, make it go up, be in profit by Friday. I'd like 4%. I would like 4% on the account minimum. If we get there, that's another question. I'm going to stick to the rules. I hope the markets will be a bit more better tomorrow and the rest of the week.
Okay guys, listen up. So update day 1 of, well, second week pretty much have been live. Net overall we are up. So we're up, which is good. Thanks to Andrew. So if it wasn't for Andrew's trades today, we'd be break even again or down. So Andrew's in a couple of trades that's up $1,600 at the moment, so doing really well. The 3 only that are down at the moment is Christian, Cayman and Callum. So must be something going on, all the C's there, Christian, Cayman and Callum. So it's just you 3 that are down at the moment. So we just need to you 3 trying to, get back above break even, start moving into that right direction. Everyone else is at the moment in the money, which is good. So we just want to make sure that we keep pushing that now in the right direction. And then tomorrow we start excelling a lot more. I think so far we're going to keep the capital the same and then look to review tomorrow. So let's try to get as much performance as we can by tomorrow sort of close of play. Not rushing anything, keep moving in the right direction. We're doing well, we're up 1600, we're not losing at the moment, so let's see if we can try to get this week and start finishing up quite nice amounts of money. I reckon we can do it, yeah? So just keep plodding along. You guys are doing well as overall group, not doing the same thing, which is quite nice. For those guys that are down, if you've got any questions, just talk to me and we can see where we're going. Yeah, there's not any particular risks or errors that I'm seeing at the moment across the table. So I think where we are in a good space, good capital allocation, I think, at this moment. Cracking trades, mate. Well done. Yeah. So just keep it up, keep moving in the right direction, and let's take it from there, all right? Good stuff.
It feels very good. Glad I stuck with my strategy. Yeah, I feel very happy, very pleased. Yeah, just putting what I've learned into practice. Trying to stick to at least 2 trades a day. At least I would say a 1.5, if not a 1.1 to 1, and hopefully that will I'll finish the week in profit.
Next time on The Real Forex Trader.
Guys at this moment in time are doing amazing. Overall net, we're up over $5,000 now, so we're actually up nearly 1% on the entire portfolio. Supposedly 85% of retail traders lose money. Well, my guys, all of them are making money except the 2.
In a competition, but I'm not that stressing about it. It's a competition, you got to pull the trigger, mate. And, if you don't pull the trigger, you're going to be at the bottom.
So guys, you've been involved with the Real Forex Trader series now for a fair few episodes. If you think you have what it takes to be one of these candidates in our next series, click the link in the description below and apply. I wish you the best of luck, and let's see if you can make it to the end.